Welcome to Skater Stories, where we are asking members of our skate community to share their story of why they started roller skating to inspire others. I'm Mel, owner of Roller Girl Gang and passionate roller skater. Today's skater story is shared by Zed. Thank you, Zed, for sharing your journey so openly. I really appreciate it.
So I am joined by Zed, and I'm very, very excited to hear your story today because we met, I think, very early in your skate journey.
Yes, that's right.
Pass over to you to share where you're up to and how you're getting on and all your thoughts and story about roller skating.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, I'm Zed. I'm 23 years old, and Mel is right. The Roller Girl Gang beginner session on the 15th of May, to be precise, was my first time skating properly. I had tried skating a couple of years prior in the first summer of the pandemic, and I had cheap skates and not really any support, so it didn't last for very long. But I'd always wanted to try again. So it got to 2022, and I was just itching for a hobby. I just spent so long just working and not really having anything fun apart from watching TV. I just kept seeing videos on Instagram and stuff of people roller skating, and I thought, well, why do I keep waiting? So I just made the decision to go on Skate Hut and buy all the stuff I needed. Thought if I make an investment, I'll do it. And I'd seen posts from Roller Girl Gang as well about sort of their sessions and beginner sessions as well. So I rocked up to a beginner session with my brand new skates, and I remember putting my wrist guards on backwards, which Mel helped me fix. And that was the beginning.
So common.
Yeah, it's difficult, you'd think it would, but yeah.
You've never done it, how would you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I remember being extremely nervous and barely being able to move. And the first few sessions I went to, I was just battling with myself of this is so difficult. Why am I trying? I just keep doing it. Roller Girl Gang obviously do the Friday night social sessions as well. I went to one of those, and I was seeing everybody go around really quick, and I was barely able to skate. I'm sitting at the edge near the end, just almost crying. So I was I can't do it. But I just there's something in me that made me keep going. So obviously that was back in May, and we're in January now. So I've been skating since. I've never really had a big break. I joined Leeds Roller Derby as well about a month after starting skating at Roller Girl Gang. And it's just completely changed my life. I never thought I'd have a hobby, let alone a sporty one. And now it's the favorite part of my life is going to roller derby and going to Roller Girl Gang events when I can, seeing my progress and stuff. I never thought I'd be able to skate backwards. I remember that being covered in a beginner session and just being I'm just not going to do that part. And now I can do laps backwards, I can do backwards crossovers, I can skate from forwards to backwards. So that's really awesome. Yeah, I just
progress in the amount of time that you've been training for, that's less than a year.
Yeah.
And so to be able to do backwards laps is absolute testament to you for putting that work and that effort in.
Yeah.
And showing up to those training sessions, because no one else can build muscle apart from you.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm just so lucky to be in Leeds, where there are these two collectives like Roller Derby and Roller Girl Gang that have that welcoming space. Because when I tried before just going to skate parks and stuff, you don't have that exterior encouragement. And I know it's ultimately me doing it, but having that support and having the space to do it where beginners are welcome was just so vital to me carrying on. I think if sort of these beginner classes didn't exist, or the Friday night socials weren't welcome to everybody. And then I've got to give props to Leeds Roller Derby as well for being so welcoming and having the recruitment nights and getting people off from barely even being able to skate. I wouldn't have found it or stuck at it. And I'm so glad that I did, because as I said, it's just been the best thing ever.
But I think you need to know what is normal in roller skating, because it's not, you don't experience the same kind of anything as any other physical activity. So if you walk, then you go a bit faster in your running. So you can base it on experience that you've already got. Whereas when you're roller skating, it's not like another movement. It's not like you're dancing and then you can transfer that, or swimming is like you kind of apply what knowledge you have in movement. But with the roller skating, unless you've got something that's very closely linked, like you're a very good ice skater or a rollerblader, there really isn't another movement that's similar. So having those people around you who can say, that's okay, that's normal that you feel like that right now, that's also normal, because it's really hard, and yes, you fall over a lot, that is also normal. Yes, you're going to put your wrist guards on backwards, also normal. And just understanding that this journey is completely different from anything else, and you're going to get help every step of the way, is vital to carrying on. And it's brilliant that we're in a city that there are a lot of groups that are able to provide that welcome. And it sounds like you've really found your home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I think I told you in a session like a few months back, just like, I got to thank you for helping me find this thing, and running this whole organization and stuff. It's just been
showed up.
And the shop as well is obviously great. Anytime I've got an issue with my skates, everyone's so helpful, and I have to stop myself from buying everything because all the stuff is so great.
We will help you, stop you from buying the stuff. That's okay. It's really needed. I mean, we can exist as an organization, and we can do our best to say, well, we're providing a safe space and all of that, but ultimately it's up to the people who attend, who help us uphold those values and create that space. So it's every single person that shows up and walks through that door that is there, and they've shown it for themselves, and then we just try and support people from where they're at. So you did the work. I didn't do the work, you did the work. So I think you've only got yourself to thank. But now, because of the way you talk about roller skating and like the life changes that it's made, if you were to go back and talk to yourself again and tell yourself anything different, like like write a letter to yourself from the beginning with what you know now, would you do anything differently, or is it part of the journey?
I think it is part of the journey. I mean, I wouldn't say I sort of regret any of the decisions I made starting, because they got me to where I am now with skating. I guess one small thing would be, when buying my first skates, don't get a pair with plastic trucks, because they're not very good, but it was within budget, so I can't complain. And now I've got, I've got Derby skates, so it's all good. And it's stupid to say just don't be scared, it'll be fine, you're not going to hurt yourself when you fall. And I think that's probably sort of the main concern going through people's heads when they start out, and definitely was when I first started. I didn't want to like do anything to cause me pain, but like I've fallen a bunch of times now, and I've never really had any long-standing injuries from it, only like maybe a couple of cool looking bruises. And it's fine. It's kind of fun when you sort of hit the ground and you realize what's happened. Like, oh, that was interesting. That was fun. So it's not really the end of the world. I'd say obviously just have the protective equipment. It obviously gives a sort of peace of mind, and just keep going. Like I said before, it's like really kind of intimidating, and I was scared and not really sure I could do it. But there's something in me that just like made me keep doing it. So listen to that part of your brain. If there's any like little thing that's saying, no, you will really enjoy this, you wanted to do this, just gotta like push through those first few sessions, and it'll get to a point you realize, oh, I'm skating now instead of just walking in roller skates. And then the next thing you know, you're crossing over and transitioning and everything. And it's just you got to work to see those little bits of progress, and realizing the progress you've made is just like the best feeling ever.
It's amazing. Like, it's amazing the transformative effect of when you do something that you think, well, I thought this was impossible. Maybe this thing that I think is impossible is also something that I can do.
Yeah.
It might take me a while and some work to do it. And then you do it, and like backwards laps in less than a year. Like, honestly, it's incredible. Like your journey and your progress is just is fast. Like, I can't tell you, it's so fast. And yeah, and don't worry about the skates that you buy when you don't know anything, because how are you supposed to know what you don't know? You just, we can't be cross with ourselves for that. And it doesn't matter, they got you started. And then there's people to ask questions to if you need that. Oh, Zed, thank you so much for sharing your story. Like, do you feel that now that you've got roller skating in your life, has it affected like the parts of your life, if you're happy to share this, when you're not roller skating? Kind of, have you noticed any kind of knock-on effects into other bits of your life?
It's a good question. I think it must have sort of, I think generally having that thing outside of like work and other hobbies, it is good to sort of, you know, fall back on. Like when other things go wrong in my life, I'm like, well, at least I can go and skate for a bit and forget about it for a couple of hours, for example. And I guess it will have sort of shaped like my confidence and stuff in my, you know, belief in myself. Like I know I can do things if I put the effort in. Like at the moment, I've sort of literally just put my notice in for my job at the moment, and I'm going to be like applying for new jobs. And I think sort of the confidence gained from skating, or having skating as an escape when this is quite a sort of stressful time, is like, you know, helpful, definitely. And I think it's you know, a unique skill to, I guess, I don't know how to put it into words now, but like, yeah, like I think we've just mentioned before, like it's something that's so like different from everything else, and knowing that like I can do something that I don't have any experience in before if I just like try and want to, I think is going to be, you know, helpful in this sort of next 4 weeks when I'm trying to like find a new job. As stupid as that is, like it's
Wow, that like best of luck with everything. I wish we could keep chatting for a bit longer. Thank you, Zed. Thank you so much for sharing all of those things. And I'm sure people will be totally rooting for you. And maybe I will see you again and we'll follow it up and see where you're at. Good job.
Absolutely. That's great. Thanks so much, Mel. It's been great.
Okay, I will chat to you soon.
Yes. See you later.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to today's skate story. I hope you find it as inspiring and uplifting as I did. Can't wait for the next one.